You know, I've just discovered this is probably going to be one of the better videos that have ever come out of this channel, mainly just due to what map we're using. Always got to remember the Nebraska plate. But welcome everybody to Lone Oak. If you guys grew up under a rock or have not played FS19 and below, Lone Oak was known as one of the by far best maps that have ever come out of Farm Sim. Now if you guys recognize this pickup, this is the version of Grant's truck, just in white. I did a few minor tweaks to it since, you know, I've gotten a little better at modding since I previously played this game. But we're going to be doing a little bit of hay work today. My farm hands have not arrived yet, so I'm going to be taking my spot up. But while heading over to our main shed, I'd like to thank you guys all for tuning into today's video. As, you know, Throwback Thursdays are kind of fun, and I know I can't do them every single week, but that doesn't mean we can't at least have a little bit of fun while we're at it. We got a new Holland swather, along with a 7610 John Deere and a 4020 with the front loader. And just for the fun of it, just because we wanted it on the farm, anybody asking me what my favorite farm all was, this is the 706 narrow front ice cream box. But we need to get the swather warmed up first, because that is what we need to do. We need to cut the grass before we can do anything else. It's so nice to see the old-fashioned Riddleman outfit in the cab of the swather. I'm going to navigate my way back to field 34. I forgot I left the gate open. But we're going to start cutting a little bit of grass. The pure beauty of this map was really what dragged a lot of people to it, and because it was based off of a real-life farm up in the Oregon area, it also had some real sentimental values to it. Lone Oak also was one of the more controversial maps because the original owner of this map did not want it to be converted to 22. It was not supposed to be in Farm Sim 22. Sadly, some people just can't respect others' wishes, but because we are using actual seasons, once we cut this grass, all we have to do is skip ahead of time, and the grass will dry itself. So let's drop the mower and get cutting. If you guys do like throwback content like this and you would like to see more, be sure to possibly scratch that like button, maybe even subscribe down below. I am on the race to 100,000 public subscribers by the end of this year. And I hope that you guys are having a fantastic Thursday when this video is coming out. One thing that's pet peeving me about this New Holland right now is the fact that the camera sits really, really low. So the second I put the camera down, it's like, it's so far underneath of it, I can't really keep the camera on the outside. It looks like though we're just dropping straight hay, which I'm completely fine with that. We just get right to baling after this. If you guys would like to jump down to the comments, I do have two questions for you. One, if you have played Lone Oak, what was your favorite part about the map? And two, do you miss Lone Oak not being in FS22? I, for one, do personally miss the map, but if you guys are possibly wanting me to add Lone Oak's FS19 to some of my regular content, where maybe we do some hay farming on this map with some animals, I would definitely consider it, because I know 19 had a couple different physics, and Lone Oaks would be a perfect candidate for that. So let me know. Hit the comments. You already know the drill. Well, actually, Daryl has showed up for work today. So I'll swap with him, go run up and get the drone quick, and we'll get some music on. Tune in for a little bit of a time lapse. Dang, Daryl, you got a good looking truck, too. While Daryl's finishing up our field, I'm going to run up to the house and start actually mowing the lawn, because I don't know what other time today I'm going to have to do that. If the grass is already drying enough to just start baling, I'm going to just knock out the stuff that I need to do while Daryl's doing that. I'm not sure if Corey or Kevin are going to be showing up today, but at least Daryl did. You know, Daryl's got to have his red Chevy. It's sacrilegious if he doesn't have it. Now, to mow our lawn, it wouldn't be mowing our lawn if it wasn't with a very familiar mower. Ah, yes, I'm right back at home with my GS45. My real-life mower, mind you. This is Skid Feet McGee, for anybody who wondering. Let's engage the deck, though, and get mowing. I seen you guys had liked the video that we did out on the old school yesterday, and that was asking the question of, what was your favorite kind of lawnmower? Now, I told you guys the GS45 is my favorite lawnmower. But it was a lot of people actually like garden tractors. I was a lot more surprised. I thought I'd see a lot more zero-turn comments. But this yard definitely was long overdue for a little bit of a trimming. So I am going to take care of this, and then we will get right back over to getting the baling process started. Or actually the raking. We gotta rake it first. Daryl finished up on the small plot that was down on the south side, so he's already now up here working away on this spot. I forgot how big this yard actually was. This is taking a little longer than I thought it would. But if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it right.
2 hours later.
That looks a little bit more presentable, if you ask me. Let's run over and check over how Daryl's doing. I honestly forgot how good the chrome looked in this game. Like, this is some good looking chrome. Where? Oh, wow. Daryl is booking it. Well, then let's go get the rake, because that's about all that's what we got to get doing. Otherwise, we're not even going to catch up to the mower. The preferred tractor to put on the rake is probably the 4020, just because it's not really that big. Once we start loading bales on it, we do have a 4555 that we use as a flex swing deer, but I'm not sure if we're going to be getting to that. Those big Texans are what we're going to load the bales on. Ah, I forgot I still have the barrel weight on the back of this thing. Where is the rake? There's the rake. Let's go make some pretty little rows. This seriously, though, has to be one of the most beautiful maps, and now that it's kind of lightening up in the day, it's starting to become a lot more vibrant with the color pattern. Since when did 19 have a better texture system of what it looks like when you throw grass into rows? Look at that. It's like eons better. Obviously missing a little bit. I could have probably bought a wider rake, but it'll do. Dang, this map really got vibrant. This is really vivid colors. I do feel bad that I'm kind of putting 2 hay videos out back to back, but that's what this time of season is. We got a lot of people doing hay around where I'm at. I don't know about you guys. It has been relatively wet, though, because we've just constantly been having rain every other day. I mean, that's a good thing for the crops, but certain parts of the state right now are still really just kind of underwater, and they haven't been able to almost recover yet from that. So head down to the comments, guys. Let me know, what's your guys' average rainfall usually, and what have you got if you guys are really into looking at those statistics. You guys also didn't pick up on it. This tractor has one of those extended exhaust particles where once we gun it, it actually puts smoke out the pipe. See? Now we should be able to get all this into one row. I'm just going to leave that one that's off to my left, though, because it's not worth it to try and combine those two together. When I come to think of it, I didn't even really check what the price for hay bales was, because all I'm going to do is just sell these once I get them taken care of. I don't have any actual animals. $0. Nice. Well, we're going broke. Not like we have $855,000 to run through, but that kind of is odd that it has a bale sell point, but you can't sell the bales for anything. Maybe it does, it just doesn't show on the monitor. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. What's sad, though, is that mods like this, while their quality was great back in the day, they just can't hold up to the detail now for some of the mods that we have in 22, like EY Modding's 4020, where that thing's got the synchro transmission, it has the 4020 sounds, it has the front loader, all of the different options, and it's such a better mod. But for the time and the day, this is a great mod. So shout out to the original creator of this tractor. Now, I love raking grass as much as the next guy, and we just pretty much finished up, but I want to jump ahead and go to the baler. If you guys remember this 568 John Deere round baler, when it originally was out, I was kind of getting fed up with its quality. Like, it's the same baler, everybody using the same thing, but it's truly one of the mods that I really wish actually got converted to 22. R.D. Allen's 568 round baler is one of the more detailed ones and one of the most common looking John Deere round balers in my opinion. I'm probably just going to leave the tractor on the rake since we're going to have to go right back over to the other spot anyway. Let's grab our 7610 though, get hooked up to the baler, and see if the grass that we just raked is actually grass or it did cut and it was laid down as hay because it's the middle of summer. Actually, it's late summer. I think the reason though that I love this baler as much as I do is because I had a die cast of one of these growing up, and to me, this is what a baler looks like. The 560M that's in Farm Sim, it's a good baler, but just the shape of it to me just looks weird. I know that's how it actually looks, but it just looks weird. This looks like a Baler to me. I love the look of this thing. Let's see. Okay, so this is just grass, so it does need to dry for a little bit. That's okay. So we will have to wait just a little bit. I still got a lot more raking to do anyway. We'll send Daryl off to the next field, and we'll check back with you guys when we're able to go start baling.
3 hours later.
I guess so I could start planning ahead, and while the grass is drying, we could start setting up all of our hay equipment. My 250 goes on the bumper pull trailer, and I have a 7.3 that sits in my side shed that we'll actually put on the gooseneck. And I can't tell you how good this truck looks with this big Tex trailer. I mean, seriously, just look at this combo. Like, that is beautiful. Enough blabbering, though. We got to get the 7.3. I feel like you guys are really going to like the sound of this truck. It's got a little bit of a rumble to it. It's not like straight piped, but yeah, she's a little angry. Definitely a beast, I'll tell you that much. This is one truck I'm kind of sad I never tried to convert to 22, because it was a really, really good truck. The one thing I really used this truck for was to prove my point that a set of wheels and tires on a vehicle can make or break the mod. Every single one of these trucks I've ever seen, people put way too oversized of rims on it, and I feel like I nailed the scale ratio on this, because this is one of my favorite looking trucks in 19. Now that we got all these things lined up, though, we'll see you guys back when we're ready to start baling. Finally checking back in now, guys. We had a really hot day today, so this hay actually was able to thoroughly dry through. You guys can see it being yellow over on the far side. We moved the 4020 down from the main shed. It was out raking, but I think getting the bales out of the field are a little bit more important at the moment. So let's just see. Is FS19 the same way as 22, where you could just drop the baler and it puts new stuff in it? Oh. It is not. There we go. Let's try that. Setting it to empty. Now we're making hay. With this baler, I don't know what the bales look like in 19 or if it had a custom wrap to it, but we'll definitely be able to see what this round bale looks like. And if it looks anything like what we had for the bales yesterday, I'm gonna love this baler even more. One issue that I do remember is that certain balers had problems with seasons, and I don't remember if this is the one that had that. Well, the bale doesn't disappear, so that's a plus, but let's at least make it one more bale before we decide if it looks good or not. Moment of truth, how does it look? Yeah, it's a pretty good looking bale. One thing that always amazed me in this game was how different the pricing systems can range between games. Certain ones, they also prioritize certain crops over the others. I believe soybeans was the main crop in 19. Canola was the biggest one that you could do in FS13. I don't recall what 15's was. It might have been potatoes or sugar beets. No, 15 was lumber. That's when they introduced all the woodwork. And I believe 17, when that one came out, that was soybeans. 17 was soybeans. 19, I think, was sugar cane. And then 22 was all of the production chains. That's right. I do wonder, though, if the bale physics of 19 are better or worse than that of 22. I haven't done any baling in 19 for a while, so I don't remember how they acted. I don't remember it being bad, but it's also been probably, I don't know, 3 years since I've logically played this game. Now, it may be late summer, but after wrapping all of that up, it is starting to get dark at 7:26 at night. I always forget that when we had the additional settings mod, you could actually set the clock to not be a 24-hour clock, even though I'm starting to get used to a 24-hour clock. So let's head up, grab our bale trailers, and start loading up. And taking some in, too, while we're at it. Luckily, this truck's got some really nice LED bulbs in it, but the bale spot that we have to sell these at is all the way across the map. It's only a 1x map, but that's still a decent drive, especially when it's starting to get dark. Crank on our lights. Oh, they're like actual orange bulbs. And we'll start loading some of these bad boys.
Oh, I've been long gone, wanna talk to you. I've been hustling for so long. Oh, I've been thinking about the past, and it keeps me going on. Oh, but I can't stop, no, I don't stop. It's only I can see. Even if
off the lights for the night on the 4020. We're going to make our way over to the bale sell point. I only am going to take in 7 just because I think these bales are a little bit too wide to stack the bottom row 8. But when it gets dark out here, apparently it gets dark quick. 6-7's pulling real nice though up the hill. Actually, I want to gun it, see how well we can get going. Not too bad, but I can definitely feel there is some weight on the tongue. Sign number 1 that you know you have a very heavy load on you. If you could start going back and forth like this when your vehicle should be sporadically going all over the road and you're not, yeah, your front end's pretty light. Just as long as it doesn't pitch me in the other lane, I think I'll be doing just fine. I really forgot how well done this truck really was. Because if you guys know 82 Studios, otherwise known as David, he actually was the one that did this truck back in the day for Grant. And it holds the test of time. This was by far one of the best trucks to ever come out of Farm Sim 19. We got an opening though, we're going around them. Of course there's 2 cars. But actually this is our sell point, so never mind. Please actually be worth something. I really don't hope I just did all this work for nothing. That is, let's see, 2,800 and 2,800 plus 2,100, 29, $4,900 for 7 bales. That's not bad. The good thing to note though is that the place was at least still open. But I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you all for tuning into this Throwback Thursday to FS19. If you guys did enjoy and would like to see more of this Lone Oak Farm, or just throwback content to 19, 17, 15, I'd have to get that, or 13 in general, let me know down in the comments. I'm going to make my way back to the house, get ready to go for tomorrow morning, and continue on with the baling. We'll see you guys all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.